Welcome back to the Chad DiMera channel, your ultimate destination for all things Salem. We have to talk about the absolute bombshell that is about to detonate in Salem. You guys, the news dropping today is going to change everything for one of our legacy families. Xander Cook is about to finish up his steamy afternoon delight with none other than Kristen DiMera. And immediately after zipping up his pants, he is going to try and pivot his attention right back to his ex-wife, Sarah Horton. But here is the kicker. Sarah's going to find out about this twisted bedroom alliance, and her reaction is going to be nothing short of nuclear. The spoiler specifically says her reaction is simply unbelievable. And honestly, that is the understatement of the century. Sarah is going to be completely shell-shocked, and the fallout is going to be a massive plot twist that shakes the entire Kiriaki's mansion to its core. Let's break down exactly how Xander tries to cover his tracks, because it is pathetic. Xander is scrambling. He knows he has crossed a line that can never be uncrossed. So, to hide his hot and heavy encounters with Kristen, he tries to throw a smokescreen at Sarah. He actually brings up Gwen Rizczech. Can you believe it? Xander tells Sarah that Gwen recently approached him with a massive business proposal she wanted to partner up and buy the hospital. Xander uses this as a distraction, admitting to Sarah that he had to shoot Gwen's proposal down because Titan is currently drowning in financial issues. He thinks this little corporate tidbit will distract Sarah from the fact that he smells like Kristen's expensive perfume. What an absolute fool. But you won't believe what happens next. Xander is sloppy. He always has been when he is feeling insecure. He is going to drop a hint or leave some kind of evidence behind that completely exposes his hot bedroom encounters with Kristen. The alarm bells are going to go off in Sarah's head immediately. She is going to realize that her ex-husband is not just moving on. He is being dragged right back down a dark, dangerous path by the most toxic woman in Salem. A lot of fans think Sarah's just going to be a little jealous because they are divorced, but I'm telling you, it's definitely not just jealousy. It is pure, unadulterated disgust and terror. Let's be real for a second and look at the deep psychological history here. We have to go back to the rich lore of this show to understand why this is the ultimate betrayal. Do you guys remember what Kristen DiMera did to Sarah? This isn't just some random woman Xander picked up at the Brady pub. Kristen is the monster who literally kidnapped Sarah, ripped her away from her life, and stashed her on a deserted island. And if that wasn't enough, Kristen injected Sarah with that mind-altering DiMera hallucinogen. She literally broke Sarah's brain. Sarah lost months of her life believing she was Renee Dumond. She was locked away, traumatized, and stripped of her identity. For Xander to take the mother of his child and betray her by sleeping with her worst abuser, that is crazy. It is an unforgivable sin. And let's talk about the sheer irony of Xander using Gwen as his cover story. Xander is basically saying, hey, don't look at what I'm doing with Kristen. Look at how I rejected Gwen. Amazing. Has Xander forgotten that Gwen is the other woman who completely destroyed Sarah's life? Gwen is the one who paraded around in a Sarah mask. Gwen is the one who hid the antidote that could have cured Sarah's mind. Xander has this horrific self-destructive pattern of jumping into bed with the exact women who have tortured the supposed love of his life. It is a sickening psychological loop, and Sarah is finally going to see it for what it is. Kristen is infinitely worse than Gwen, and Sarah's going to flip her lid. Here at the Chad DiMera channel, we have a very clear stance on Kristen. We absolutely despise her. She is a master manipulator who destroys every single person she touches. I think this was a huge mistake on Xander's part because he is proving that he will never ever change. He is always going to be that ruthless mercenary who makes terrible, selfish choices. Xander is trying to use Kristen to make Sarah jealous to provoke a reaction out of her because he is hurting over their divorce. But he is playing with fire. Kristen doesn't care about Xander's feelings. Kristen is using Xander's body to manipulate him into becoming her personal hitman to take out DiMera. Xander is just a pawn in her deadly game, and he is too blinded by his own bruised ego to see it. What do you guys think? Is Sarah gonna just stand by and let this happen? Absolutely not. Sarah is a fiercely protective mother. When she connects the dots and realizes Xander is sleeping with a psychotic legacy character who has a history of kidnapping, she's going to go into full mama bear mode. I am predicting right now that Sarah is going to ban Xander from seeing their daughter Victoria. And honestly, she has every right to. How can she trust Xander to keep their baby safe when he is inviting Kristen DiMera into his bed? Kristen is a lethal threat to anyone in her orbit. Sarah's going to draw a hard line in the sand, and Xander's going to lose the one thing he actually cares about. This slow burn disaster is also going to have a massive ripple effect on Sarah's love life. Who has been standing by Sarah's side lately? Brady Black. Brady has been covering for her, supporting her, and being the stable rock she desperately needs. When Sarah's world shatters over this Xander and Kristen revelation, she is going to run straight into Brady's arms. And the poetic justice of it all? Brady is Kristen's ex. The web of tangled relationships in Salem is just incredible. Xander's desperate attempt to make Sarah jealous is going to spectacularly backfire, pushing his ex-wife right into the arms of a man who actually knows how to treat her with respect. Let's dig even deeper into Xander's twisted mindset. Why does he do this? Whenever Xander feels like he is losing his grip on the good guy persona, he immediately reverts to his basest instincts. He feels rejected by Sarah, so he seeks validation from the most dangerous woman in town. It is a classic trauma response mixed with toxic masculinity. But the Chad DiMera channel community knows better than to feel sorry for him. We passionately defend the characters who actually try to heal, like Chad, who is out there trying to be a good father despite his grief. Xander, on the other hand, just blows up his own life and expects everyone to forgive him. Not this time. And you have to wonder about the business side of this too. Titan's financial woes are a real problem, and Xander rejecting Gwen's hospital buyout might actually come back to bite him. Gwen is ambitious, and now that she has been rejected by Xander, both romantically and professionally, she is going to be out for blood. While Xander is busy playing bedroom games with Kristen, his entire corporate and personal life is crumbling. The walls are closing in on him. This upcoming week is going to be an absolute roller coaster. The moment Sarah confronts Xander is going to be Emmy-worthy. We are talking screaming, crying, and a total breakdown of whatever fragile piece they had left. Is he lying again? Will he try to gaslight her into thinking it meant nothing? Probably, but Sarah is too smart for that now. The cliffhanger on this episode is going to leave us all screaming at our screens. So, drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Sarah will take Victoria and leave? Do you think Brady will step up as the new father figure? Let me know, and keep it locked right here on the Chad DiMera channel for every shocking update